It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Man left, man left. Hey,
let's go! They go play action here on first down.
17, 17.
And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down.
Strong left, strong left.
Let's make it.
Come on, let's go. Flex round. 38.
Let's make these babies crawl the way back home.
Throwing again. Wade looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Burgess. And he'll get it down deep into Los Angeles territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 46 yards.
After that nice game there, for the rest of the game, the defense is going to have to respect the running backs as passing threats as well. Not just play them strictly to run the football. They may be able to get downfield and catch it too.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
3 down, 3 down. Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
Ohio.
Yes,
Ohio.
yes, yes.
And to give this time to the tailback. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. A tackle for loss there. 2 last week. He's tough to handle coming off the edge.
And when you talk about a defensive end, your first thought is, how does he rush the passer? That's where he makes his big plays, getting into the backfield.
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down.
They're coming. They're coming. Blitz.
Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot.
So the opening drive for him here on their home turf results in a field goal.
Now that's the way you want to get things started. Your stadium, your crowd, you've got the ball, put points on the board first, and let everyone start to celebrate.
Two tights.
Come on, let's go.
3 down.
Flex round.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Well, the person carrying the ball is always the easy target when things aren't going so well, but I think it's a combination with the Chargers. They've got to get the offensive line going in order to improve those numbers from last year. They weren't very good running it, partner.
No, they were bottom of the AFC, second to last in the entire NFL.
Ohio. Flex round.
Out.
And now here's a carry heading left.
Back.
Space to maneuver at the 40.
Check 26.
And he's finally taken down, but not before he reaches the 14. It's a big one there for the Chargers. 61 yards on the ground. Well, every quarterback, especially a rookie quarterback, loves to have plays like that from a guy running the ball.
Takes a lot of pressure off the youngster, doesn't it? He doesn't have to throw the ball in bad situations. Just turns around, hands it to his big horse, and we've seen rookie quarterbacks ride great runners right into the playoffs.
Running with Howard. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Rhino, 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 Rhino. Rhino, 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 Rhino. Woo! Yeah, baby, yeah.
Play clock winding down. Now Anthony Lynn, sensing the play clock running out, will call for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
5 down, stand up in.
Hurry up, Leopard!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A great play there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Chargers have taken a first quarter lead. So that drive, 4 plays, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback. I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. He didn't get rid of the football there, took the sack, although that's easier said than done. He can't just chuck the thing sideways into the seats.
No, he really can't because you're not afforded total protection as a quarterback. You have to get outside of the tackle boxes as defined by the NFL, meaning wherever your tackles operate normally, get outside of that. And
under pressure again, and down he goes again.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Now they try the right side here. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. So we've got a 2nd and 5.
Flex round! Blitz! Flex round! Flex round! Come on, let's go! Ohio! White 90! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio!
Now a handoff as they run left side. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Set! 3!
Now this time he'll look to throw. On the right side, this is Miller. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. We know it's tough enough to pick up first downs on 3rd down plays, but when you go for it on 4th down, sometimes you're actually just praying, and on that play, the prayer was answered.
Here we go.
Now a handoff looking right. He's able to get 6, a nice pickup down to the 21. Getting the sense Charles are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
He's to the 10. And out of bounds just shy of the end zone at the 1. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Before a running back, that kind of encompasses everything right there. Terrific run, but he almost gets it to the end zone. Remember, almost. Didn't quite get there. Most running backs I know, they don't want to come out of the game now. They're screaming to the bench.
And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. And he's able to put it through.
That's it, huh? Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and in throughout the history of trying to...
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
To throw on 3rd down, Wade has got his target. It's Cobb. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. The Raiders on the move, a couple of big plays in succession.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it's 2nd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
2nd and 10. Wade to throw it again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Wade. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. At the end of 1, 14-3, that's our score, but likely not for long as they're in punt formation. Here's the Raiders punter now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is taken at the 15. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. We get a look at Sterling Shepard as he and the rest of the offense march out into place. And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax a little. They bask in it. They think this is, okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes to come your way, too, because I've got to kick coverage in his direction.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it in every position, and we just saw there some linebackers that can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
Not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss.
Here we go now.
On third down, Schaefer. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet. A little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They'll go with a keeper, and they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
Now, that was a little bit longer distance than you would expect to see for a quarterback sneak. Normally, it's 4th and 1, 4th and inches, but when you get interior linemen trying to get upfield for a pass play, sometimes you can blow past them on the sneak, and it worked well for them.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
He just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
And he's got room. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up and run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. Past the 20. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. A big play 31 yards on the ground. So close, couldn't get all the way in, knocking on the doorstep down to the one. Nevertheless, fantastic run.
Not only that, this is where you wave to your replacement, go back to the bench. No way, I'm not coming out of this.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. A great play there with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it? Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quan Alexander in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
To throw on second down, Wade. And the pressure gets to him again.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Here we go. What? 90.
Throwing on third and long. Wade. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. A first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from down in Arizona. And the Chiefs have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out.
No. Check. Patriot. Now let's go.
Now they try the right side here. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
Broken tackle. Dancing away at the 30. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard.
Nice job there defensively on third down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
The Chargers on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Here we go now.
Looking to throw. Schaefer. It's caught. Shepard. There goes Sterling Shepard. And finally out of bounds, just a few yards short of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Black 99 Philly. Here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A great effort there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. The second quarter score, meanwhile, down in Arizona. And the Chiefs have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be knocked down sideways, right near the 27. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Watch tight, watch tight. Tight end right, tight end right.
Let's go. Flex round. 190.
Looking to throw on second down. Wade, quick hitter here, it's complete. And down he'll go at the 25. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a fairly solid idea about which team will be featured prominently in these highlights.
Might be a little biased, and he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. The second quarter score, meanwhile, down in Arizona. The Chiefs have added on. They're pulling away in that one. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. So out come the Chargers. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give them a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 4 there, and it's third down. The Chargers on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Ohio, let's go. Red 38. Flex round. Flex round.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And this offense has converted twice already here in this first half on 4th down conversions. And here we go again. They're going to try and throw. Throw left side complete. It's Shepard. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. And now a first down following that long gain.
Here we go, here we go.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
From the gun, Schaefer. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. When tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. You know, put a little sand down on the stage.
I'll take your word for it, my man.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case, the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to go here with 5 seconds left. Back to throw. Schaefer. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Field goal unit not out there. They want 6 before halftime.
Here we go now. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Hey, tighten down. There you go.
No. Check. Patriot.
A final shot before break. Schaefer. And that'll be incomplete. So we have reached halftime. Intermission with a visiting Chargers on top. As we send you cross-country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report, here's Larry Ridley.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Charles. And welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Raiders don't have much to hang their hat on after the first half. The Chargers have done whatever they want, and they'll just try to keep that up in the second half. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Early in the first quarter, Spate's got a running lane here. He'll end up running for over 20 yards on the play. Chargers later on the drive. Spate's going to look for space, and this run goes for a touchdown. They're now on top by 4. Moving to late in the first quarter, Spate's going to look for a gap, and he caps off the 6-play drive with the score. The Chargers push their about halfway through the second. Spate's going to take it off the left edge, and he caps off the long drive with the TD. Chargers go up by 18. Chargers have it late in the second. Spate's going to take off here, and he'd go in for the 3-yard touchdown. The Chargers go up by 37.
All right, Larry, indeed a one-sided affair to this point as we get set for half 2. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Heading back out, the Chargers offense, we get a peek at the playoff picture of the AFC. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Time running out here on the play clock. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game, offense.
They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard, but it's tough to simulate game speed in practice, and that often runs you into a penalty.
And the play clock's running down. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Double tight, double tight.
Here we go. What? 90. What? 90.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59.
And some room to work. Acott's right sideline in some space. It's a big one there for the Chargers. 46 yards. You see a run like that, and I don't know if that happens in week 1 or 2, but as this year has worn on, he has gotten better and better.
And so much for the rookie wall. We always hear about guys breaking down near the end of the season. Not in this case. He's only gotten stronger and better.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
Double tight.
Here we go. Flex round. Flex round.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
And some room to maneuver. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him.
What? 90.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And this Charger offense is running away with this one.
The touchdown was scored by the runner, but the offensive line, they feel like it's theirs. They blocked that one up perfectly, allowed him easy access to the end zone.
Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this.
Watch left, watch left, watch left. Stop right there.
Come on, let's go. Flex round. 90. What? 90.
Now a play fake here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And a big hit there as he runs into a brick wall near the 42. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
False start, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Two tights.
Let's go. Flex round. What?
They'll run it now out of the gun. It'll be a pickup of 13 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
That was a good, strong run there. While it won't pick up a first down, it was definitely something needed by that offense. A positive run. They got a good push by their guys up front. Maybe something they can build on as this game continues.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Come on, let's flex round.
Now a handoff looking right. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Watch twist.
What? 90.
Off the play fake. Wade. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
What? 90.
To throw on second down. Wade. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Off play action. Wade. And he's going to go down again.
Watch the run.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it, because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, he's got a little daylight. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set. 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and end of the game situations about how much time's on the board and what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. With that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
Check 13. Check 13.
Here we go.
This is Howard on second down, and he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
I got you, boy. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead, baby. Go, 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 go.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Motion, check.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Watch it now, Barney. All right, here we go.
They'll send the tight end in motion left.
Watch the motion.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and just like that, it's third down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A great effort there. Becoming just the second player with 30 touchdowns in a single year. And this Chargers offense continues to pour it on.
Partner, this running back's having a heck of a day on the ground. He just keeps punching it in and rushing for touchdown after touchdown.
Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
I got you.
Here we go. Flex round. What? 90.
Throwing on first down. Wade. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Hey, we're pretty quiet, D.
Here we go. Flex round. Red 38. He's hot.
Looking to throw on second down. Wade under pressure again, and down he goes again.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Come on, let's Ohio.
Slam.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving.
False start. Offense.
Not a great start to this drive. You had the sack, now the false start.
I mean, it doesn't take much to either read lips or just imagine what the head coach is saying right now. Get your head in the game, guys. Let's go.
90.
Throwing on third and long. Wade. And the pressure gets to him again.
Hot.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Back now in the East Bay. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Returnable here from the 38. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. On the NFL scoreboard elsewhere, third quarter down in Arizona. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. And they'll start this drive with very good field position.
Watch that in. Tight end
Hurry up,
break.
him over. No. Check.
Hey,
Patriot.
hey,
Over.
you got three.
Watch it now, Barney. Leopard.
And now here's a carry heading left. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
All right, here we go. No. Check. Patriot.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Now they'll run it on the toss. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Got double tight.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Hey, we got
3-19.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Muscles him off. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the fourth quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there, and that's run the football?
Here we go now. Blue 90.
He's coming. We're going to Mike 96.
All right, now, lucky 56. No. Check. Patriot.
Twist.
Set. Blue 90.
Now they try the right side here. And he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? Well, a lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Ohio, let's go.
We got 4.
To throw on second down. Wade. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Quan Alexander in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Fielded at about the 28. That's a 49-yard punt, 8, though, on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. We get a look at Sterling Shepard as he and the rest of the offense march out into place. And I know that they double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Hey, check. 3 down.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right?
No.
I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
This is Cobb with a catch right side. 10 yards there to start the drive and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Looking to throw on second down. Wade throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them. And they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken around the 12. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And we have reached the 2-minute warning. We get a look at Sterling Shepard as he and the rest of the offense march out into place. He's north of 150 yards in this game. He's been doing his thing, hasn't he?
That he has, and he's been enjoying himself. And it's the type of game that you get locked into a pretty good groove. May not be record-shattering, but it's the type of game that if you accumulate that throughout a season, you can be one of the top receivers in the game.
See how much they incorporate him here on this drive. On first down, Schaefer. Henry's got it out on the left side. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now it looks like he'll throw here.
I'm coming for you. Here we go. Here we go.
And that is incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
The Chargers on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 5.
Check 24.
Set! Detroit! Detroit! 59. Detroit!
Operating from the gun. Schaefer. He's got the hook up to Miller. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Looking to throw. Schaefer. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
In today's NFL, most teams don't have as many goals for the game like we used to have where you checked off your boxes, but 0 turnovers, that's a universal. And while it won't likely cost them in this game, they're going to regret the fact that they coughed one up here.
Yeah, their first blemish. They had mistake-free football prior. Wade will throw it this time. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. To throw on second down. Wade. And he will find his man on the outside. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Throwing on 3rd and long. Wade. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
And Parkey's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's likely not going to matter much, but at least they get themselves 3 points closer to respectability.
And I don't know that they're going to feel a whole lot better about things because they've clearly been outplayed all game long. But hey, no reason not to take the points when the opportunity presents itself.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They have the big cushion. Here in the final stages of this one, I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. And he'll get this up to about the 40. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
All right, here we go. Green, over.
You're on an island.
Off the play fake. Schaefer. Now he'll throw deep left side. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another.